Have you ever wondered why people talk about how the Old Testament is like, and he killed this and he killed that and he killed that village and he killed this, and God gave David power to overcome them, and you think, oh my gosh, this poor little village just got wiped out by, like, we think of like a just people, and we think like, oh, why did God favor David? Why did he this? The reason being, this is the thing. If you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior, you're his child. The thing is that God looked at David like he followed him. David was a man after God's heart. You've got to remember how foul outside of God's people that were taught how to live properly. They were idol worshippers. They were Baal worshippers. They were giving up their children. They were sacrificing. They were living really, really filthy lives, very ungodly lives, very what we would call shocking, horrific lives. That and things that they would do things for their own pleasure because they did not want God, so they weren't God's people. So when God turned around and went like, hey, go over and take that village over and wipe the whole lot of them out. You've got to remember the actual generational Baal worship and ungodly behaviour. So the thing is that, and yes, it's as simple as this. You want to be a child of God, be a child of God. If you don't, you want to be a child of this world, well, go do it. Just remember too that our laws, our Western laws are made up of like the Ten Commandments. So when you say, oh, we don't do that and we don't do this, yes, because you actually do follow the laws of the Ten Commandments, even if you think you don't. Because thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not this, thou shalt not steal. It's all the Ten Commandments, but you actually think that, that's just your law. So anyway, so getting back to that, so, if you're always wondering, like, why is he just like, doing why is God allowing that over David that just did this? It's because David was David was his. David was his. God, David gave his life up to the Lord. Give your life up to the Lord. Just give your life up to the Lord. Live for the Lord. The thing is, the time is coming where we're going to have to choose: are you going with the Lord, or are you going against the Lord? If you don't choose if you don't choose before your life is over or before God comes back, worry.